Good morning, students. This is 11th standard botany video class, video 2. In this video, we are going to continue the lesson biomolecules. Dear students, in the previous video class, we have seen one of the biomolecule, that is carbohydrate. It is made up of carbon and water. This carbohydrate, otherwise known as sugars or saccharides, they are divided into three types: monosaccharide, oligosaccharide and polysaccharide. Monosaccharide made up of with only one glucose molecule. Oligosaccharide made up of with di, tri, tetra and pentasaccharide. Polysaccharide, there is more than 10 sugar molecules, is known as polysaccharide. Then each and every type you have seen the example, that is sucrose for monosaccharide, glucose for monosaccharide, sucrose for disaccharide, and starch, glycogen, cellulose and chitin for polysaccharide. Out of this the fourth chitin polysaccharide, it's said to be homopolysaccharide. Starch and glycogen are known as storage polysaccharide. Cellulose is known as the structural polysaccharide. And also we have seen test for starch. We have to take the potato piece and add the potassium iodide solution or iodine solution, which modifies the blue-black color, indicates presence of starch in the food material. Another one, glycogen, is the only polysaccharide stored in the animal body, that is liver cells, skeletal muscles and other parts of a human body except brain. They store the glycogen. Up to this only we have seen in the previous video class. Now in this video we are going to see the another biomolecule, that is protein and its classification. First one, proteins. Proteins are the most diverse of all macromolecule. It is a macromolecule which is present in all the living organism. It is made up of out of 2 of total dry mass of a cell. The term protein was coined by Gerardus Johannes Mulder and is derived from a Greek word proteos, which means of the first rank. So proteos is a Greek word which means, what is that one? First rank. So this is the basic structure of an amino acid. There is the end product of protein. It's the amino group, that is NH2. Then a variable side chain CH with R. Then in the carboxyl acid group, that is COOH, and a carbon at the center, which forms a protein structure, that is amino acid. Amino group, a variable side chain R, then carbon at the center, then the carboxyl acid group COOH. Next, we are going to see the classification of amino acid. Based upon the variable group, that is R group, amino acids are classified into acidic, basic, polar and non-polar amino acid. The amino group of one amino acid react with the carboxyl group of other amino acid, forming a peptide bond. So one amino acid contains the amino group, the first group you have seen, isn't it? That's one combined with the COOH group, that is carboxyl group of other amino acid, to form a bond is known as peptide bond. amino acids can react together with the loss of water to form the dipeptide bond. That means the two amino acid groups are joined together. At the time they are liberating one molecule of water. That condition is known as dipeptide bond. So long strings, that means chain of amino acids linked by different peptide bonds, is known as polypeptide. So two different amino acids are joined together and liberating the water molecule means dipeptide. A long chain or a strings of amino acid joined together by peptide bond is known as polypeptides. A scientist named Fred Sanger in the year 1953, he sequenced the insulin protein structure. So amino acids are a building block of protein. There are 20 different amino acids exist naturally. All amino acids have the basic skeleton consist of a carbon linked to a basic amino group. Then another one, NH2, an acidic carboxylic group COOH, and a hydrogen atom, and a side chain or variable or group. The amino acid is both an acid and a base. End is called amphoteric. That means the amino acid which contains two end, one is acid end, another one is the base end, means that is known as amphoteric amino acid. A zwitterion is also called a dipolar ion. Is a molecule with two or more functional groups. At least one has a positive and other has a negative electrical charges, and the net charge of the entire molecule is 0. The pH at which happen is known as isoelectric point. So first one, amphoteric. What is amphoteric amino acid? Means the amino acid which contain one acid end, another one is the base end, means that is amphoteric. Another one, a zwitterion, is also called a dipolar ions. That means each amino acid which consists of a functional group, two or more functional group, at least one act as a positive, another one act as a negative. So the net charge of the entire amino acid is 0. So the pH at which is happen is known as isoelectric point. Dear students, see the structure of amino acid. Left side, we are having the one functional group act as a cation. The pH value is low. Then the right side, we are having the anion, that is negative charge, having the high pH value. Both of them connected by a zwitterion at the center, having the variable group or carbon at the center, hydrogen atom, one ammonia group and a carboxyl group. So that zwitterion is present at the median value of pH. This is said to be a structure of amino acid group. Each amino acid having the two or more functional group. One is cation, another one is the anion. So the entire net charge is, what is that one? 0. So this will be happen in the particular pH pointer. Cation located in low pH, anion in high pH, but the zwitterion region is located in the median place of the pH. This is the structure of an amino acid. Dear students, this is the reaction of amino acid. One amino acid is joined with another amino acid and release one molecule of water. See the diagram, the orange color diagram. They are liberating one molecule of hydrogen atom. So how they are joined together? One amino acid carboxyl group is combined with another amino acid ammonia group, which liberate one molecule of water. That is the reaction of ammonia, that is amino acid. So the carboxyl group which are combined with the ammonia group liberate one molecule of water which forms the peptide bond. If they are forming two bond means that is dipeptide bond and liberates the one molecule of water. So that is the reaction of amino acid. See the diagram. One replacement of one O with a 2 hydrogen molecule of ammonia and a carboxyl group which forms the bond is said to be dipeptide bond. That is the reaction is taken place between two different amino acid group of carboxylic end and amino end of another amino acid. Dear students, amino acids are divided into different types. One is the polar uncharged R group. Another one is the non-polar aliphatic R groups. So these are all the different examples of amino acid with polar and non-polar. Polar example serine, threonine, cysteine, proline, asparagine and glutamine. Non-polar aromatic R groups phenylalanine, tyrosine and tryptophan. The negatively charged R group aspartate and glutamate. Then positively charged R group example lysine, arginine and histidine. Non-polar aliphatic R group example leucine, methionine and isoleucine, glycine, alanine and valine. So these are all the different classification of amino acid. Polar, non-polar, another one is the amphoteric amino acid. Dear students, see the do you know paragraph. First protein insulin was sequenced by Fred Sanger in the human insulin. See the structure of a insulin which are made up of first protein. It is in the form of long chain like structure. Then see the second diagram. Two scientists diagram is given here. Linus Pauling and Robert Corey in 1951 proposed a alpha helix and beta sheet secondary structures of proteins. For this invention, both of them are awarded Nobel Prize in the year 1954. So they are proposed the alpha helix and beta sheet secondary structure of protein. So next we are going to see the structure of protein. Proteins are synthesized in the ribosome of a cell. So they are synthesized in the linear sequences of amino acid which are held together by peptide bond. After the synthesis of the protein attains a conformational change into a specific 3D form for proper functioning. So first they are synthesized in the ribosomal region in the form of chain of amino acid linked by polypeptide bond. Once they are formed a protein, then they are modified into specific 3D form for proper functioning. According to the mode of folding, 4 levels of protein organization have been recognized, namely primary, secondary, tertiary and quaternary. So after the formation, they are modified into specific 3D form. They are in the form of foldings. So these foldings are divided into 4 types: primary, secondary, tertiary and quaternary. Dear students, see the diagram. The first one is the primary structure of protein. One end they are end with a carboxyl group. The another end they are having the amino group A. The next one, the secondary structure. The secondary structure is in the form of first one, pleated sheet-like structure. Another one, spiral-shaped structure, that is alpha helix. B pleated sheet and alpha helix. These two only invented by the two scientists. For that only they are awarded Nobel Prize in the year 1954. Then this secondary structure is afterwards modified into tertiary structure like coiled nature. The next one is the quaternary structure. It's somewhat different from the remaining three. So these are all the three different structure of protein after formed. That is specific 3D direction is formed. Then only they are doing the proper functional activities of protein. So these are all the different structure of proteins. So the first one, primary structure, they are arranged in the form of long chain-like structure, that is linear arrangement of amino acid in a polypeptide chain. Then secondary structure arises in various functional group are exposed on outer surface of the molecular interaction by forming the hydrogen bonds. This causes the amino acid chain to split into coiled configuration called alpha helix or to fold into a flat B-pleated sheets. So, the secondary structure arises when various functional groups are exposed on the outer surface. So, this molecular interaction by forming the hydrogen bonds, this causes amino acid structure into different shape, that is a twisted coiled configuration known as alpha helix, and one is the beta pleated sheet. That structure is called a secondary structure. We already seen in the next one, tertiary protein structure arises when the secondary level beta pleated sheet and beta helix structure level protein fold into globular structure is called domains. That structure is called tertiary protein structure. The last one, quaternary protein structure, may be assumed by some complex protein in which more than one polypeptide forms a large multi-unit protein. The individual polypeptide chains of the protein are called subunits, and the active protein itself is called multimer. So in the quaternary protein structure consists of two important units. The polypeptide chains of protein is called subunit, and the active protein, so which one is activated, that protein is called active protein, is known as multimer. Example, the enzymes are serve as a catalyst for chemical reaction in cell and are non-specific. So enzymes are the catalyst which are inducing the rate of reaction. They are known as enzymes. These enzymes which are contains polypeptide chain is called subunits, and the active protein is called multimer. Another one, antibodies are complex glycoprotein with a specific region of attachment for various organisms. So enzyme is the one of the example. Another example is said to be antibodies is a complex glycoproteins. Next one, denaturation of protein. So that means proteins are produce amino acids in the form of chain linked with a polypeptide bond. After the protein formation, the structure is modified into specific 3D form. Then only they are doing the functional activities. This 3D form of protein loses its structure is known as denaturation. So these proteins are exposed to the heat. This heat to vibrate the atoms violently, and this disruption make the hydrogen and ionic bond to separate. So under this condition, protein molecules are become elongated, disorganized stand. Some of the agent like soap, detergent, acid, alcohol and some disinfectant to disturb the structure of a chain. That means 3D structure of a protein into different shape. So they cut the interchain bond and cause the molecules to be non-functional and make the protein into non-functional. That means the proteins are inactive due to some external factor. For example, heat. This heat which break the hydrogen and ionic bonds. Not only that, some of the soap, detergent, acid, alcohol and some of the disinfectants is also denature the structure of a protein. So these substances are make the protein into non-functional. So non-functional activities of a protein is known as denaturation. Dear students, see the do you know paragraph. Christine Anfinsen explained the denature of protein by heat treatment leading to breakage of non-covalent bonds. So, Christine Anfinsen is a scientist, applied the heat treatment. It breaks the protein molecules bond. That means hydrogen ionic bond. First one, A, albumin, that is egg. First two of black color are water soluble substances. Then finally it is modified into insoluble. That means non-functional protein. Then protein, thermal irreversible denaturation. So first one is the native albumin. If you are giving the heat, that means we are placing the egg on the hot pan. It is split into number of branches in the hydrogen ionic bond, that is said to be denaturation. Finally, they are showing the cross linking. So this is said to be the protein denaturation. Example, egg albumin. Next one, protein bonding. There are three types of chemical bonding occur in the protein. One is hydrophobic interaction and van der Waals interaction, polypeptide backbone, disulfide bond and a ionic bond. So these are all the three types of bond which is present here. One is the hydrogen bond, disulfide bond and a ionic bond. So this ionic bond and the hydrogen bond only denatured when you are applying the large amount of heat, or if you are placing in the soap, detergent or acidic substances or disinfectants, make the protein to non-functional. It split the 3D direction, that is structure of a protein molecules. So those are all the three types of chemical bonding: hydrogen, ionic and disulfide bond. First one, hydrogen bond. It is formed between some hydrogen atom of oxygen and a nitrogen in the polypeptide chain. So the hydrogen atom bond means it will be formed between hydrogen atom of oxygen and nitrogen in the polypeptide chain. The hydrogen atom have a small positive charge and oxygen and nitrogen have a small negative charge. Opposite charge are attracted to form the hydrogen bond. So what is hydrogen bond? A bond which created between hydrogen of oxygen and nitrogen of polypeptide bond. The hydrogen atom is a positive charge and the oxygen and nitrogen are the negative charges. So opposite poles are attract together to form a hydrogen bond. So these bonds are very weak. Large number of them maintain the molecule in 3D shape. So these hydrogen bonds only, they are very weak and also large number of them, but maintaining the 3D structure of a protein molecule. Next one, ionic bond. This bond is formed between any charged group that are not joined together by peptide bond. So first one, the hydrogen of oxygen linked with the nitrogen of polypeptide bond, isn't it? But here, the ionic bond is formed between any charged group but that are not joined together with a peptide bond. These ionic bonds are stronger than hydrogen bond and can be broken by changes in pH and temperature. So based upon the pH value and temperature, they will be broken. Those bonds are known as ionic bond and also strongest bond formed between any charged group but not joined together by peptide bond. Next one, disulfide bond. Some amino acid like cysteine and methionine have sulfur. These sulfur form disulfide bridge between sulfur atom and amino acid. So some of the protein molecules such as cysteine and methionine, they are containing the sulfur. These sulfur form a bridge between sulfur atom and amino acid. That bond is called disulfide bond. Another one, hydrophobic bond. So this bond helps the protein to maintain the 3D form structure. When globular proteins are in solution, that means we are placed in any kind of solution, the hydrophobic groups points inwards away from the water. So this hydrophobic bond points inwards and make the protein groups away from the water molecule. That is said to be hydrophobic bond. Hydrophobic means fear of water. So if you are placing protein molecules in any kind of a solution, this hydrophobic bond points inward and moves away from the water. That is said to be hydrophobic groups. These hydrophobic groups point inwards away from the water. So this hydrophobic bond maintain the 3D structure of a protein. So these are all the different bonds of protein structure. Hydrogen bond, ionic bond, disulfide bond, last one hydrophobic bond. Dear students, up to this we have seen structure of protein, primary, secondary, tertiary and quaternary, and also different bonds present in the protein structure. The next we are going to see test for protein. The name of the test for protein is Biuret test. We are using the indicator to find out the presence of protein. The formation of purple color in the presence of peptide bond indicates test for proteins. A protein solution, an equal quantity of sodium hydroxide solution is added and mixed. So we have to take a albumin of an egg and added with the sodium hydroxide solution, and also few drops of 0.5% of copper 2 sulfate is added with gentle mixing. A distinct purple color appears, indicates presence of starch in the food material. Dear students, without heating, if you are adding the protein substance, sodium hydroxide solution and 0.5% of copper sulfate, produce the purple color in the test tube of second one, indicates presence of protein. The remaining test tube does not indicate the purple color because the concentration of the sodium hydroxide solution and 0.5% of copper sulfate solution is not in the correct proportion. The last test tube only indicates purple color, shows that it has a proper proportion of the solution. Produce purple color indicates color intensity increases with the increase in concentration of the solution. So this is said to be the test for protein. The protein test is by Biuret test. Is the practical oriented question. Dear students, I hope have you all understood structure of protein, classification of protein, different structure of protein, different bond present in the protein, and test for protein. Dear students, up to this I conclude my video. Remaining we will see in the next video class. God bless you. All the best, children.